These tips right here, hands down, will change your life. I talk about this all the time and I will continue to talk about it. You need to establish a routine that sets you apart from everybody else that's out there, right? But at the same time, a routine that works best with you becoming the best version of yourself. If you guys are tuning in for the first time, welcome. My name is Coach Joe, CEO and head coach of Heartletics, and we're going to be diving into my routine, specifically my morning routine and then also an evening time routine. Now, I talked about this before on I think several different podcasts, but here's the thing. As I progress in life, hey, my routines change, and that's only normal, just depending on where I am right now in my career, where I am right now in my health and fitness goals, but also at the same time, we got to take a step back, right? What is the main focus of Heartletics? Yes, we help guys burn body fat. Yes, we help guys create sustainable habits. Yes, we help guys eat better and have the knowledge to learn how to do all this to best suit their lifestyle. Yeah, for sure. But putting all that aside, right? Heartletics helps our members focusing on filling up their cups, specifically 4 different cups, right? And these are called the 4 pillars of success. And this is your emotional health, right? Your mental health, your physical health, and then also your spiritual health. Now, with me, it seems like I go through these different waves and seasons of life, right? At some areas, right, typically around summertime, because I always, hey, I want to look good with my shirt off, right? So I focus the most on the physical aspects, right? Sticking to my nutrition, right? Like dialing in with my training. And maybe you guys do too also, but maybe you just didn't really focus about it until I kind of, shared that. And then maybe in other areas of your life, you focus on more emotional. And maybe that's around like the holidays where, hey, you feel like giving back to others, spending quality time with your family, your loved ones, whatever the case may be, For me recently, probably the last 6-8 weeks, I would say that I kind of noticed that my spiritual pillar was lacking. And this was something that I need to improve on tremendously, because at the end of the day, I'm a big believer in having faith, right? And believing in something that could help me through the storms of life. And maybe you guys do too, right? But maybe you haven't been filling up that spiritual cup. And so recently, my routine has changed just a little bit. It still focuses on my mindset, right? It still focuses on getting me set up for the day for success. But before we talk about specifically like my morning routine, let's actually talk about why this is important to have a structured morning routine, a structured evening routine, and why it's going to separate you from everybody else out there. And why that's important is because, once again, hey, if you're listening to this, you're made different, right? You should be feeling inspired. You should be feeling motivated to be better than everybody else out there. Why? Because you are focusing on becoming the best version of yourself. And sometimes when you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you know that you're going to lead others to having more success, whether that's in their happiness, whether that's in their health, whatever the case may be, because you're deciding to rise up to the occasion, right? So I make sure first and foremost, before we even talk about anything here, I prioritize myself a lot. And somebody might hear that and say, that sounds selfish, Joe. Well, at the end of the day, it's really not. It's selfless. Because think about it. If I'm focusing on putting myself first, and I'm focusing on me becoming the best version of myself, right? And putting my phone on do not disturb, not getting sucked into all these different distractions, learning when to say no to others so I can focus on doing my main task that's going to move the needle forward. Guess what? My clients are going to get better results. My coaches are going to feel more fulfilled. My family is as well, Like, I'll put it to you like this. If let's just say I had no morning routine and I just woke up, right, and I'm rushing around to get out of bed, right? Let's say I worked a 9 to 5. I'm rushing around to just put on my clothes, brush my teeth, boom, out the door. Like, there's no time with me focusing on becoming better, right? There's no focusing on anything really. It's just, getting run down by life and, hey, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, constantly having no time, which is the precious commodity here on earth, right? And I'm constantly answering everybody else. I show up to work, I'm answering to my boss, right? Next thing you know, I come home from work, I'm dead tired. I probably want that time to just sit back and relax because I didn't prioritize my own time and give it to myself. Now my kid, right, Oakley's, he's suffering because, he wants to spend that time with me. Maybe my wife does as well. And all I want to do is sit back on the couch, relax, drink a beer, right? Eat some chips. You can see how, by me not prioritizing myself, it actually affects others negatively. So let's focus on my routine, and having habits, I feel like is very important, where as long as you know where you're trying to get to in life, you should be having habits that have you focused on getting there, and specifically getting you focusing on the right mindsets, right? I always say it like this: it's a very simple formula to be successful. You have to know what you want. You have to really know why you want it, because if you're having a deep-rooted why, that's going to help you stay more disciplined. And lastly, you have to know who you have to become, okay? So before we get to my morning routine, let's talk about my evening routine, because that's what sets things up. For starters, I come down here in the office, okay, and I write on my whiteboard basically the tasks that I have to do. And I have on my big whiteboard right in front of me a lot of different things. I have Bible verses, I have my goals, I have my affirmations, I have a quick prayer that I like to read in the morning and the evening time. But I have this column, right? And it's set up as level 1, level 2, level 3. And so within these columns, within these levels, it's knowing my priority. Hey, level 1 task, not too serious, right? It's okay. I got to get it done, but it's not something that's going to move the needle forward, whether that's in my business, whether that's in myself, whether that's in my family, whatever the case may be. Level 2 is more of importance, and level 3 is like, okay, hey, I got to make sure I do this stuff. Like it needs to require a good portion of my thoughts, my energy, because it's going to move the needle forward. And so level 3, let's say I'm focusing right now, right? I'm looking up at my whiteboard. Level 3 is creating a brand new tracker spreadsheet. So that way when we're doing our weekly check-ins with our members, we can actually go over a habit-based tracker with them that they can actually use, they can actually see and see their progression week over week. So something different that's really going to really help our members get even better results than what they're already getting, right? So it's a level 3 because it means like, hey, I need to be focusing a lot of my time and energy in the course of a day working on that. Gary Keller talks about in his book, The One Thing: swallow the frog first and focus on doing your big moving the needle task first thing in the morning, right? So the night before, I'm writing out what do I need to do the following day. And this is where it all starts. And then from there, right, I'm usually just calming down, whether it's reading a book, whether it's, spending some time in like an evening time meditation, or whether it's just kind of recapping my days. One thing that I personally like to do that I started doing that I think has been helping me out tremendously is recapping my days and seeing what did I do right, and most importantly, what did I do wrong, okay? I'm not just trying to, paint the surface and say, oh, I did all these right things, cool. But I'm really holding myself accountable with my own form of habit tracking to say, what do I need to improve on? I have non-negotiables, obviously like some ones that are very easy to do, like my nutrition non-negotiables, my activity, like going for a walk, hitting the gym, different things like that. But then I have other ones for business, like reaching out to different members, talking to different prospects, different things like this, that at times, based on what I have to do, whether it's coaching calls, whether it's interviews, whether it's podcasts, whatever the case may be, maybe it's creating content, it's hard for me to structure that at times. So I want to review myself each and every day. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? Did I stick with my non-negotiables? And if I did not, if let's say I missed a day, I write that on my whiteboard saying, hey, if I missed out on, let's say, messaging, 20, 50 different leads, whatever the case may be, I want to make sure I'm doing that at some point the following day. Like I'm putting that into a better category, a better level system to making sure that, hey, I'm doing this, no ifs, ands, or buts. And that's a big secret that's been helping me also with just progression, not just in my health, but also in my business. On a health perspective, on the weekends, I struggle with drinking plenty of water. I struggle with also, staying consistent with a few things with my nutrition. So it's just like, hey, I can hold myself accountable by having that review in the evening time. How did I actually do today? And so once again, it's a great way to hold myself accountable. Now, From there, going to sleep, right? Typically, wake up at 4, maybe 4:15 every single morning, Monday through Sunday, okay? I don't believe in doing the Monday through Friday and the weekends, like sleeping in. No, like I like my circadian rhythm to be pretty much the same, which is I'm going to sleep around 9, waking up around 4, and just having it within that time frame. Now, here's a big key thing, okay? And I talk to this with a lot of business owners that sign up for our coaching program. Your mornings and your evenings are so prime to brainwashing yourself for success. Okay, so you should know this, and if you don't, let me educate you, right? You got two different minds, okay? You have your subconscious mind and you have your conscious mind. Now, they say that your conscious mind holds anywhere from 5% of your thoughts, just consciously day by day, and that's it. So it's not a lot, 5%. But subconsciously, hey, that's 95% of your thoughts. And they said these thoughts are coming in here right on repeat over and over and over again each and every day. So have you ever noticed yourself like driving to work and you're like, in having a daydream, and you get there and you're like, holy cow, I don't even remember getting to work, right? I don't even remember driving here, right? It's because it's part of your routine. It's habitual. It's part of your, routine where you can easily get there. You have the muscle memory of knowing, hey, don't hit this car in front of you. You should stop at some red lights. And realistically, you're thinking about off something else, right? And so it's the same thing with brushing your teeth, doing your first thing, morning routines, whatever the case may be. And you have to know also a little side note here, how the brain waves work. So as you're dozing off before you go to sleep and right before you, about to really be conscious throughout the course of the day, so right after you wake up, you're more inclined with thinking into different brain waves. And I highly recommend you just educate yourself and look this up. But your theta brain waves, this is where you're kind of dozing in and out between that conscious mind and subconscious mind, right? And this is where you're kind of dozing in and out between, falling asleep and just waking up, but you're still kind of tired. And so they say, and studies have shown that your theta brainwaves is kind of like the gatekeeper between your conscious and your subconscious mind. Whether you believe that or not, hey, go look up your own information on it. But I'll tell you what, one thing that's really helped me out is first thing in the morning and right before I go to sleep, I'm constantly thinking about something, right? Before I go to sleep, I love to think about my goals. And remember, I said this, it's very easy, the formula for success. You have to, 1, know what you want, 2, know why you want it, and 3, who do you have to become? So right before I go to sleep, I always just imagine myself. I love my imagination. I feel like I have a kid's mind, this is why I love children so much, because their imagination is wild. It's endless. And I encourage you, if you're an adult, to have that carefree imagination as well. Right before you go to sleep, just ask yourself, like, what do you want? And why do you want it? And who do you have to become? And then visualize. Just have fun with it right before you go to sleep, right? If let's say it's you want a new career, okay, what does that mean? Like, do you see yourself at a new job, new office setting, new coworkers? Maybe your boss is handing you a raise or calling you into his office and giving you a promotion. Like, whatever it is that you truly want to achieve, just think about it right before you go to sleep. 1, it's going to make you go to sleep a lot better. You're going to be more positive. I'm sure it's going to make you be happier thoughts. 2, think about it. If you had a really bad day, it's going to make you feel good. The last thing that you want to do is go to sleep feeling kind of negative. Now, right when you wake up, it's cool to kind of, think about your goals as well. And I do that from time to time, but I'll tell you what, the first thing what I've been doing and constantly been doing throughout the course of the years that has really helped me out with just having a more positive mindset throughout the course of the day is a quick little prayer and thinking about the things that I'm grateful for. So right there in bed, I'm literally just like having a quick little prayer and I'm just thinking about all the things that I'm grateful for, right? Things that's in my room, right? So like my wife, my dog, some things around me, maybe like the pillow. Like I try to think about the small things that I don't take for granted often, right? Like who's grateful for a pillow? Who's grateful for, toothpaste and a toothbrush and toilet paper, right? Like it's usually when somebody's grateful for things and they're having a hard time with thinking about things that they're grateful for, they're constantly saying the same things over and over again. My family, my life, my job. But if you really start getting grateful for the small little things like, hey, this ring light in my office, hey, this whiteboard, hey, this phone, this mic, etc., it's really going to start playing dividends into your own personal life. So wake up, have that sense of gratitude in your life when you're focusing on that, especially first thing in the morning. From there, typically go to the bathroom, and then as I'm washing my hands, I'm looking myself dead in the eyes. I know a lot of guys struggle with this. They'll typically look at their face, they'll look at their eyebrows, their nose, but never dead in their eyes. And for some odd reason, guys like to look at the things that they're missing out on in life. Like, oh man, I wish I had a better, more defined chest. Oh man, I wish I had, more six-pack abs, or, less body fat around my midsection, whatever the case may be. And so I encourage you is look yourself dead in the eyes and think about how far that you came. Now, whether you're affirming something to yourself, like, I love myself for who I am and who I'm becoming, I'm in the best process of, becoming the best version of myself, whatever the case may be, affirming something to be true. That could be just like, hey man, I'm proud of you, right? Like, let's have a good day today. Something, just give yourself a little pep talk, right? These little affirmations, these little mantras really add up into just, once again, brainwashing yourself for having more of a successful, abundant day. From there, personally, what I do is just, come down here into the office. I have a morning prayer that I like to say, and it's right there posted up on my whiteboard. So I'll say that to myself, and then I just go on YouTube, pop in some binaural beats, right? Headphones that I find on YouTube. And then from there, just grab my journal, which is right here, right? And I just write out some things I'm grateful for, and I kind of just script out, how I want my day to go by, and that's it. I just have fun with it. And during this whole entire process, right, I should say this, my phone is on do not disturb. I'm not looking at my phone once. Remember, I'm up usually at 4 a.m. every single morning. Okay, so I'm doing this whole entire morning routine, not even looking at my phone. And I'll tell you why here in a little bit. So write out the things I'm grateful for. I like to write out my goals also, just to remind myself of where I'm trying to get to. And then I just script out a day. Like, that's it. Like, if let's say we have some coaching calls or some potential prospect calls, I like to script that out as if, like, we got new people getting signed up for our coaching program, or one of my videos we're able to inspire, thousands of people, whatever the case may be. And I'm getting all these messages sent from all these people from around the world about how this video has helped them. I like to have fun with it, because what it does is puts me in a really good sense of positivity, right? That positive vibration makes me feel really good. And then from there, right, I keep the binaural beats going, and I just simply meditate. Now, meditation is hard for a lot of guys. It is not something that you just, boom, instantly get good at overnight. It took me, honestly, 6 to 7 years of using guided meditations, right, 10 to 15 minute guided meditations that I found on YouTube, before I can finally meditate without that, And so what I do right now is called the Silva method. So basically, you can look this up on YouTube. I like to just really calm down my thoughts, calm down everything, calm down my breathing. I go through a special breath work exercise to just kind of help me, put me in kind of like a little bit of a trance where I'm just kind of focused on the present moment. And then from there, I do the Silva method. So it's just visualizing like the number 3, counting down 3 times, cooling down your body, right? Cooling down the muscles. And then number 2, right? And then from there, I'm thinking about a place where, I'm sitting down like at a park bench where I'm very peaceful, right? At ease of mind. And then number 1, and then from there, I'm just noticing something different about my body, my mindset, where I'm just crystal clear on whatever it is that I'm focused on. And then from there, hey, I just like to meditate. And meditation could mean anything for anybody. There is not a right way to do it. There's not a wrong way to do it. What meditation doing, what it's actually doing is just getting you not worried about the past, not worried about the future. You're in the present moment. So whether you're saying a prayer, right, in that deep meditation, whether you're focused on visualization with your goals, whether you're focusing on just like, thinking about the things that you already have in your life and you're grateful for, it doesn't matter. Like, don't get stir crazy about meditation or think it's all woo woo. It's literally just calming down your thoughts, calming down your breath work, everything like that, to where you're not worried about the past, you're not worried about the future. If you can control your mind, you can control your body. You can control almost anything in life. Your mindset is the greatest muscle out there. And when you learn how to really master that, life becomes a lot of fun, hands down. So after that happens, and I get done meditating anywhere from 5 to about 15 minutes, I then just go through my stretching routine first thing in the morning. And then while I'm stretching, I'll typically find something on YouTube, like a motivational video, motivational speech, or maybe like a prayer to listen to, just kind of kickstart my day with more success and positivity and inspiration, and then boom, I'm out the door, right? I'm going to the gym. And here's the thing. When I'm driving to the gym, I'm usually listening to like a podcast, something like that. So during this whole entire process, my phone is on Do Not Disturb. Let me repeat that one more time, okay? And then when I get to the gym and I'm on the treadmill or I'm in the sauna, I turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. I turned it off. Now here's the thing, right? What's wild is when I turn my phone, right, from, off of Do Not Disturb, I have probably at least 100 to 200 different notifications, whether it's people messaging me on our CRM, whether it's people messaging me on the app, Facebook, all these notifications, Facebook ads like YouTube, Instagram, emails galore. It's insane. And this is why I highly recommend that if you're a business owner or anybody that's trying to master your mindset, the last hour before you go to sleep, turn your phone off or put on Do Not Disturb. When you wake up in the morning, keep your phone off or keep it on Do Not Disturb. Because here's the reason why. I mentioned in the very beginning, right? Hey, you got two different minds, right? These different brain waves going in and out of theta, right? Getting more inclined with your subconscious thinking. Well, think about that. If your subconscious mind holds 95% of your thoughts on a repeat day in and day out, what do most people do? They like to wake up, they like to scroll on social media. Now you're being just like brainwashed with either negativity and all this drama, or immediately you're seeing what somebody else has that maybe you want. Maybe this person posted this and this person posted this. Now it's that comparison, right? Now you're a little bit envious and jealous, right? So that's getting into your brain. Or what do other people do? Well, hey, they immediately turn on the news. And so what happens? You see nothing but negativity. Like, why do you think it's on there? Why do you think it's on the news? All the negativity. Why is there so much more negativity rather than positivity on the news? It's because scarcity, right? They want you to feel scared because you need something, right? They want you to feel, dependent, and you can't do things on your own, right? And it's just like there's so much drama, there's so much negativity out there, and you don't want that in your mindset. Especially if you are a father, especially if you're a husband, especially if you're somebody that's just trying to become the best version of yourself and become a leader. Hey, you got to make sure that you guard your mind. You got to make sure that you're doing the right things that's going to set you up for success and help you move the needle forward to get you to where you want to get to in life. Not brainwash you for drama, negativity, scarcity, like violence, death, all this stuff. Like, it's garbage. It's garbage. And you don't need that in your life. You don't. And so what you need to do is just be a protector of your own mindset. You need to brainwash yourself for success. And what I just kind of share with you is my routine, my evening routine, right? Where once again, phone is on Do Not Disturb. I'm writing out my goals. I'm writing down the things I have to do for the next day. I'm meditating. I'm just calming down, right? I'm thinking about the things that I'm grateful for. I'm thinking about my goals before I go to sleep. Remember, what do I want? Why do I want it? Who do I have to become? Think about that right before you go to bed. Have fun with it right before you fall off to sleep. And in the morning, keep your phone off. Keep your phone on Do Not Disturb. I cannot stress that enough. Like, you don't want all the negativity of social media, all the drama, all the pollution that's out there, especially on the news. You don't want that getting into your mind. So just focus on waking up and putting yourself first. Now with me, I'm waking up way before anybody else in my family does, I'm sacrificing my own sleep to wake up where, hey, no one else is, so I can have that alone time. And if you're somebody that's struggling to find time, you need to take control over your life. You need to take ownership. Go to sleep earlier, wake up earlier before anybody else. Whether you're a morning person or not, your body's always going to adjust. It's just going to take some time. You got to be consistent with it. But the more you do it, it's like anything in life. Repetition is the mother of all learning. You will eventually get better at that. So my suggestion is start off small. And you don't have to go through the whole process of doing the same routine that I do. It's completely up to you. But my tips and tricks and recommendations for you is simply this, right? One, make sure you're starting off your morning with something that you're grateful for, whether it's your family, whether it's jotting down and journaling the things that you're grateful for, whatever the case may be. Just focus on something that you're grateful for. Like, having gratitude in your life is going to help you out so much more, because when you're grateful for things that you have, you're going to get that back in abundance. Okay. The second thing, if you can, this is a bonus, right? Really start focusing on just affirmations, right? And affirmations doesn't have to be this woo-woo, oh, I'm a millionaire, oh, I got six-pack abs. No. Just whatever you can say to yourself that's going to hype you up for the day and really just get the needle moving in the right direction, right? And then just focus once again, and this is the biggest one in my opinion, keeping that phone off, keeping your phone on do not disturb, right? Put your goals first, put whatever it is that you need to focus on. Remember, there's 4 pillars of success: your mental, emotional, physical, and your spiritual. Find what it is that you need to improve on and start improving on that first thing in the morning. Start thinking about ways on how to improve on that before you go to sleep. Whatever the case you can be, to once again help you become the best version of yourself, help you truly become that leader. So guys, this is just what I like to do. You can do it however it is that you want. And remember, there's no perfect answer. There's no right and wrong way to doing all this. If you, let's say, get, stumbled with affirmations, you have a hard time looking at yourself, then don't look at yourself. But at least affirm something that has to be true in your own life or something that you want to improve on. Whatever the case may be. It could be something that's like, hey, I'm proud of myself. That's it, Meditation. That's probably the hardest thing for most guys to figure out and to do, honestly. And maybe it might not be something as crazy as listening to binaural beats and having this thing where you're focused on your visualizing your goals or whatever the case may be. Start off small, just 5 minutes, no distractions, right? And just breathe. Just focus on literally thinking about the breath, the air coming in through your nostrils and then out through your mouth, right? Breathe in for 8 seconds, hold it, breathe out for 8 seconds, and just focus on that. Start off small, do it 5 minutes, have some grace with yourself because it's not going to be easy overnight, right? But the more and more you try, the more and more you do it, the more successful you will get at it. When you start incorporating just small things here and there and focus on really establishing a morning routine and maybe an evening routine that's putting yourself first, putting your goals out there, you're going to get way farther along the line than anybody else out there. I promise you that. So good luck, try it out. And let me know, what it is that you guys struggle with if you're watching this on YouTube in the comment section down below. Out of everything when it comes to your mindsets, what is the number one thing that you are struggling with the most? I would love to hear your answers so that way I can make a future, episode, a future podcast. I'm maybe, talking specifically about that to give you guys some tips and tricks to really help you out. With that being said, this has been Coach Joe with the Heartletics podcast. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts.